Okay, Japan, Japanese American, 1941, Pearl Harbor, 1942, Executive Order 9066. Consequential, over 120 Japanese Americans were put into these camps, 10 camps. I'll just read for you the names of the camps. Can any of you at this point name 10 camps? Do you know the names of the 10 camps that were established by this government to put away citizens of this country? Can you name one? Can you name two? No? Nobody? Mike? Can't name? All right. I'll just share with you for now the names of the 10 camps, when it was established by the government, when it was closed by the government, and the peak population of the Japanese Americans who were in that camp during that time. So the first will be the year and the date of the camp when it was established. The second is when it was dismantled. And third, the peak population of each camp. In no particular order, the camps are Manzanar, California, March 21st, 1942. It was closed on November 21st, 1945, and the peak population was 10,046 people. Tule Lake, California, May 27th, 1942. Closed on March 20th, 1946. Peak population 18,798. Third, Boston, Arizona, established on May 8, 1942. Dismantled on November 28, 1945. Peak population 17,814. Gila River, California, Arizona, which is just south of Phoenix. July 20th, 1942, dismantled November 10th, 1945, peak population 13,348. Hart Moncton, Wyoming, established on August 12th, 1942, dismantled on November 10th, 1945, peak population 10,767. Next one is Minidoka, Idaho, established on August 10th, 1942, dismantled on October 28, 1945, peak population 9,397. Next one is Jerome, Arkansas, October 6, 1942, established June 30th, 1944, dismantled. Peak population was 8,497. Eighth one, Rower, Arkansas. Established on September 18, 1942, dismantled on November 30th, 1945. Peak population 8,475. The ninth one, Topaz, Utah. September 11th, 1942, dismantled November 31st, 1945. That couldn't be right? November 31st, it's got to be November 30th. 1945, established, peak population 8,130. Granada, Colorado, August 24th, 1942, dismantled October 15th, 1945, peak population 7,318. I notice a lot of you are into Japanese history. Well, for people who are Japanese ancestry in this country, this is what has happened to them in the 40s after the World War. Stripping of their constitutional rights, put in jail because of their race, and today we don't hear about it. We know when the Iraq and the Gulf War was established after 9/11, what happened? People were looked upon because of their race and their religion, just because of that. All right? So I will continue to bring you the story, but that is it for now. Thank you.
And next up we have Ryan Martin, who's going to do a rant. Round of applause, please.
A rant implies that I don't have intention, but I certainly have that. I just don't have anything prepared, so that's what you'll get. I currently live in a Buick LeSabre with 3 other people traveling the country for the United States Pirate Party, which is a non-existent political party that represents non-existent communities. We look to represent the eventual mutant cultures that are coalescing across the United States and, well, frankly, the world. We don't have a political ideology that stops at a national border. We're bigger in Sweden than we are here, of course. Here in the United States, the Pirate Party throws a meeting and 17 show up, but we get 17% of Sweden, so I guess there's something in there. We're into patent, copyright, and trademark reform, the securement of fair use rights, and frankly, the securement of the right to frontier. Not the frontier that we used to know in the United States, the Conestoga wagons looking for places where no one's been before. We're looking for, well, the dying industries. Of course, as college students, I'm sure you're all acutely aware of the industries that are slowly collapsing around them. The destruction of most of the entertainment industry, the destruction of most of our manufacturing base, the rethinking of the way we educate and about the way we transport ourselves, and frankly, the way we even communicate with each other. What's the future hold for us? Well, we don't know. But we do know there's an illegal gene therapy running the streets of London that shuts down your immune system, rewrites your DNA, and turns it back on, and makes your skin darker. No one knows where it's coming from, but it's being brewed up in someone's basement. I'm sure we'll see more of that in the future. We also are seeing, for the first time in human history, the ability for 100,000 people to all collaborate on a single document and have something productive come out of it that keeps all 100,000 people's thoughts in mind. It's called a wiki. We all know what that looks like. But what will it look like in the future? Again, we don't know, but it probably has a place in government and probably education as well. Though I will note, most of the high schools in the United States block open courseware and Wikipedia. So, why? No one can really say. You know, it's policy, not law, that dictates things like that. Policy is malleable. It's as changeable as clay. All it takes is a little bit of hands-on interaction with local politics. You have city council members that are generally voted for less than 500, 600, 700 votes on a swing. You have school boards that are nonpartisan, non-Republican, non-Democrat, at least in word. And they get to dictate things like what free expression is allowed inside of a high school. And we all remember what being a high school student was like, I'm sure. You have very little representation or voice. And now that we're out, do we remember it? Do we talk to those high school kids? Do we communicate with them? Or are they just kids? It's estimated, at least unofficially by the Pirate Party right now, that there are only 450,000 people actively using the internet. Seems a little low, doesn't it? Well, I'm not talking about people staring at their Facebook pages and pressing refresh. We're not talking about people that are occasionally browsing at Craigslist. We're talking the number of people that are actively developing the software, the infrastructures, and the social communities that make the internet. 500,000 people isn't very many at all. People always say, well, I use what works for me, when they talk about their devices, their communications, the social systems that they build up. But do we know what works for us? Do we have any idea? Have you ever seen a room full of people taking turns watching YouTube videos? A laptop nervously balanced on a knee, people staring over shoulders, everyone staring at each other's faces, looking for a grimace, for an unfunny joke in the video so they can apologize desperately for their bad taste in videos so they can change it. Do you think our next generation, their frontier is not the playback of media cooperatively? Oh, it certainly is. And hopefully, we'll come up with solutions that we understand without it being branded. I say things like, it would be great as we all enter a room for the music and the movies that we all almost religiously want to share with each other, to aggregate automatically, shuffle, and play. And when someone leaves the room, their playlist goes with them. And I explain this to people, and people just don't get it. I don't understand why they don't get it, but I kind of do. People won't get it until it's brought to you by Verizon. And then I had that idea a year ago.